In this video, we are going to start the deployment of Azure Site Recovery. I will explain the script step by step. We will begin by creating a resource group for the recovery service vault. Next, we will create the RSV itself. Finally, we will configure the ASR Fabric. Now, you might wonder, what is the ASR Fabric? Let me explain. The ASR Fabric is a critical part of Azure Site Recovery. It acts as a logical container within the recovery service vault and holds other important resources for site recovery, such as protection containers, which group protected VMs, protected items, representing the VMs being replicated, network mappings, connecting source and target virtual networks. When you set up a disaster recovery, the ASR Fabric acts as a bridge between the primary and disaster recovery regions. For this deployment, East US 2 is the source region and the Central US is the recovery region. We start by defining the parameters for the script. These parameters are like input fields that tell the script what to do. Subscription specifies the Azure subscription where the resources will be created. Customer code, a three-letter code unique to each client, which helps keep resource organized. PR location and reallocation. Define the primary and disaster recovery for this deployment. The primary region is East US 2 and the recovery region is Central US. PR VNet and DR VNet represents the virtual network in the primary and disaster recovery regions. These are crucial for connecting resources and ensuring seamless communication during the replication and failover. If any of these parameters are missing, the script will stop and prompt for the necessary information to ensure a smooth deployment. Now, let me run this and let's see what we are getting. So when I run this, it's asking for the subscription. Let me provide the subscription name here. The customer code is KJX in our scenario. The PRVNet, let me provide the PRVNet name. The PRVNet name is KJX-0-VNet, and the SIM for the DRVNet, let me paste the KJX-0-VNet and ending with the -ASR. That is our DRVNet. The PR location is East US 2 and the DR location is Central US. In this section, we are going to form some set of variables which will required in a future execution. So what it is doing, it is creating the RSV resource group name, RSV name, ASR fabric name, DR ASR fabric name, protection container name for both PR and DR, and the storage account name and storage account resource group for cache and target. And then it is forming the PR to DR network mapping name. Now let's move further and let's initialize the session for our PowerShell. In the meantime, let me run all those variables section and I will explain what the next section will do. In the session initialization section, this line, what it will do, it will check the current context. So it will run get as context. I'm sure it is already connected with my Azure account. So let me run this output. As you can see, it is already connected with my subscription on your screen. This if condition will check if this get as section did not return with any value. What it will do, it will execute this connect as account. But in our scenario, it is already connected. So it will skip this path, skip this portion and continue with further action. Now this is what it will do. Set Azure context as needed. So in some scenarios, you have a multiple subscription to be ensured that the execution will only happen on a particular subscription or the required subscription. So this will do, this will get the subscription name from this Azure status. As you can see, it has multiple values like name, subscription, account, environment, tenant, and few other stuff, right? So what it will do, this if condition will check the current context. So this current context has autumn horizon. Here you can see as a subscription name, and here it has the same. So this if condition will check, and if this subscription will not reach the current context, will not match with the current context, then it will execute this command set az context, and it will set the current context to the required subscription. Now let's move on to creating the recovery service vault. This is a central hub for managing replication and recovery. First, the script checks if the resource group for the RSV already exists. If not, it creates one using new -az resource group. So let me run this one. So this command will check if the resource group, the required resource group, the disaster recovery resource group is exist or not. If it will not exist, it will provide the blank value on this variable. So this if condition will check whether any value is there or not in this variable. If not, this variable is empty or null, then it will execute the next command, which will create the resource group. So let me click on this one. So it is creating the resource group. Now you can see here the resource group has been created with the name, the location, what we provided. So this resource group name is KJX-1-disaster recovery-RG, and the location is CentralUS. Because we provided the location for DR is CentralUS. Then it creates the RSV itself with the new -az recovery service vault and set the context for further actions. So let me run this. It will take few minutes to complete this one. I will skip this part and will continue further. As you can see, the creation of RSV is completed. Now we need to set the context for the recovery service vault. That is crucial for the next part. So let me run this. Since this is running, let me explain about RSV. RSV is the essential because it acts as the control center for our disaster recovery configuration. Without it, we wouldn't have a place to manage replication, failovers, or recovery process in Azure. Now with the RSV in place, we can now configure the ASR Fabric for the primary and disaster recovery regions. First, we will create the primary ASR Fabric in EastUS2. The script use a loop to monitor the job's progress until it completes. So let me run this. So this command, new -az recovery service ASR Fabric, will create the ASR Fabric. I already explained about the ASR Fabric in the beginning. Let me run this loop and I will explain what it will do. So this fabric serves as a local containers with the recovery service vault, allowing us to organize resources like protection containers and network mappings, which will be configured later. Now let's talk about the loop used in the script. The loop ensures that the job for creating the ASR Fabric is monitored until it completes successfully. Here is how it works step by step. The first, we initialize the job. So when the ASR Fabric creation command is executed, it returns a job object which contains detail about the current state of the operation. In example, it will provide the status of the job, like is in progress, not started, succeeded, or failed. The next one is job monitoring. The loop repeatedly checks if the job state is in progress or not started. This ensures that the script waits for the operation to be completed before proceeding. Pause execution. So if you can see, we have start sleep for 10 seconds, right? So this is for to avoid excessive API calls. The loop pulls for a 10-second using start sleep. This gives Azure time to proceed the job. Refresh job status. After 10 seconds of wait, it will again query with using this get AZ recovery service vault ASR job and the job details. Okay, and now the exit condition. The loop exits once the job state is no longer in progress or not started. After exiting the loop, the script validates whether the job completes successfully by checking if the state is succeeded. If not, the script raises an alert to notify us of a failure. So as you can see, once this loop is completed, it will execute this if condition. It will check the job status or job state. If is not is equal to succeeded, then it will throw the alert that it will say the job failed and provide the job status. But in our scenario, the job is completed successfully. Now let me execute this command. This will be required in our next execution. So let me execute and let me show you what all details it's gathering. So when I see here, it's gathering the name of the ASR Fabric for PR, friendly name, the job ID, and type, and few more details. Okay, now we need to do the same thing for DR site ASR Fabric. So let me execute this. What it will do, it will create a new job, and let me run this loop again for DR ASR Fabric status. So it will do the same thing. It will continuously check the status of the job until and unless it is not is equal to in progress or not started. This loop will continue in a running state. Once this job will be in a success or fail state, it will move for the next step, as I explained previously. So we need to wait for that job to be completed. Now the job status is no longer in progress or not started. That's why this loop exits. And now let me run this if condition. It will check the job status, what it is. It's succeeded. That's why it skipped this right output part. Now it will collect the details what is required for future execution. At this stage, the ASR Fabric for both the primary and disaster recovery regions are successfully created. In the next video, we will explore the next crucial step in Azure Site Recovery, protection containers. We will cover how protection containers group resources, manage replication policy, and facilitate seamless failover. This foundational step will prepare us to enable VM replication in future videos. Stay tuned for the part 3, where we continue building a robust disaster recovery plan with the PowerShell. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share if you found this video helpful.